Hey you, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the elephant in the room, the statistic that every single broker is legally required to put at the bottom of their website, the one you always scroll past. 90% of retail traders lose money. We all know the stat, but when you first start trading, your ego does this beautiful, hilarious little trick. You read that 90% failure rate, you look at your 3 days of demo account experience, and you think, wow, it sucks to be those guys. Good thing I'm built different. Good thing I watched a 12-minute YouTube tutorial on the MACD. I am definitely going straight to the top 10%. Fast forward 6 months, you are on your 4th blown account, your eyes are bloodshot at 3 a.m., and you are aggressively praying to a candlestick. So today, we are going to strip away the ego. We are going to look exactly at what separates the bleeding 90% from the consistently profitable 10%. Spoiler alert, it is not a secret VIP indicator. It is not an algorithmic trading bot that someone is trying to sell you on Telegram for 50 bucks. It is a fundamental biological difference in how they view the market. Let's get into the mindset of the 1% and the 10%, starting with the biggest mental shift of all. Shift number 1. The 10% do not have main character syndrome. When the 90% take a loss, they take it personally. If you have ever been in a trade, watched it hit your stop loss by half a pip, and then immediately reverse in your direction, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The 90% trader slams their desk. They look at the screen and say, the broker is hunting my liquidity. The market makers are watching my $50 account. They specifically drop the price just to take my lunch money. They think they are the main character in a financial conspiracy thriller. The 10% trader? They know the market does not care that they exist. The market does not know your name, it does not care about your car payment, and it certainly does not care about your $50 stop loss. The market is just an ocean of data, algorithms, and institutional money moving back and forth. When the 10% take a loss, they don't feel insulted. They view their trading system exactly like a network server or a piece of software. If a server goes offline, an IT engineer doesn't scream at the computer and take it personally. They just check the system, find the error, reboot, and move on. The 10% treat trading like system maintenance. Execute the plan, log the data, and leave your ego at the door. The moment you stop taking losses personally is the moment you step into the 10%. Shift number 2. The 10% trade in probabilities, not certainties. The 90% trader is obsessed with being right. They want to be the smartest guy in the room. They will cover their charts with 45 different moving averages, Fibonacci retracements, and RSI bands until the screen looks like a laser light show at an electronic music festival. They want to find the holy grail setup that guarantees a win. And when that guaranteed setup fails, their entire psychological foundation collapses. The 10% trader completely surrenders the need to be right. They know that any given trade has a random outcome. Let me say that again, because it is the hardest pill to swallow in trading. The outcome of your next single trade is completely random. But the 10% know that over a series of 100 trades, their edge will play out. Think of a casino. The casino doesn't know if the next spin of the roulette wheel will be red or black. They don't care. They don't sweat, they don't revenge trade, and the floor manager doesn't cry when a tourist wins a jackpot. Why? Because the casino knows they have a 52% mathematical edge. Over 1,000 spins, the casino always gets the money. The 10% trader is the casino. The 90% trader is the tourist trying to get lucky on a Tuesday night. Stop trying to predict the next candle and start managing your edge over your next 50 trades.
Shift number 3. The 10% ruthlessly protect their mental capital. Everyone talks about financial capital. Risk 1%, use proper lot sizes, don't over-leverage. But the 10% know that your money is useless if your brain is broken. Mental capital is your focus, your patience, and your emotional stability. The 90% trader drains their mental capital every single day. They stare at the 1-minute chart for 8 hours straight. They check MetaTrader while they're at dinner with their family. They wake up at 2 a.m. to check how the London session is opening. By the time a high probability setup actually forms, they are so emotionally exhausted and sleep deprived that they make a stupid mistake and blow the trade anyway. The 10% guard their peace like it is millions of dollars. They know that less screen time equals more profit. They set alerts. They let the market come to their zones. If the market is chopping around and not giving them their setup, they close the laptop and go live their actual lives. They know that staying away from a bad market is just as profitable as catching a good trend. If your trading strategy requires you to have a heart rate of 160 beats per minute and a constant supply of energy drinks, you do not have a strategy, you have an addiction. Shift number 4. The 10% are aggressively bored by the get-rich-quick fantasy. The 90% trader is entirely motivated by a time frame. They want to quit their job by December. They want to flip a $100 account into $10,000 by Friday so they can buy a Rolex and stunt on Instagram. Because their time frame is so compressed, they are forced to use maximum leverage. They are forced to take terrible trades. The 10% trader has embraced the get-rich-slow scheme. They are not trying to double their account by Friday. They are trying to consistently pull 5 to 10% out of the market month over month. They understand compounding. They understand that if they can just stay disciplined, protect their capital, and survive the learning curve, the money will inevitably follow. The 10% know that trading is not a sprint. It is a marathon where 90% of the runners are running in the wrong direction while blindfolded. If you want to be in the 10%, you have to completely kill the 90% mindset inside of you. You have to stop treating the market like a lottery ticket and start treating it like a business. Review your systems, protect your mental capital, accept the randomness of the next trade, and most importantly, stop taking the market so personally. If this helped you see the market a little clearer today, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 4 mindset shifts you struggle with the most. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one. Stay disciplined.